Hi everyone. I have a couple of friends who have issues with their wrists. I don't know, it's crazy this CB period. They have you ladies have either cut your wrist accidentally, maybe from opening wine bottles, um, blisters because from cooking. Um, I don't know. I've a friend who sprained her wrist slightly. A person who just cut a thumb. So I'm like, okay, if your wrists are not working very well, or if you're just feeling your wrist is sore and you want to kind of still do something, there are a couple of more workouts that you can still do. For example, I won't go into detail of the legs, but you still want to work out your upper body. So what do you do about it when you have no wrist to do? So basically, I just wanted to create this IGTV just to share what else you can do so that you don't feel so lumpy, you don't feel like you're gaining weight. Don't worry about it. Your legs, if you power up your legs, there's a lot of things that you can help you do with. So I wouldn't go into the legs portion. You can just go ahead and self-serve the legs, but I'll talk about what you can do with your elbows. The also is a good thing because when you go onto your elbows, you're forced to focus on the shoulder strength, and you're forced to really understand how your shoulders and your scapulars are protecting. So if you bring it down to the floor and you're just looking down at the mat, staying like a normal low plank, it's not even a low plank in this case. If you check my shoulders, you're focusing on even like a normal cat and cow spine, noticing I'm not using my wrist at all. As a normal cat and cow spine, you want to focus on sinking your chest down to the ground. You want to squeeze your shoulder blades together and really focus on trying to pull your chest slightly forward, noticing that you're really arching your back here. You should feel that your upper back, mid back are working as you squeeze your armpits in close. And as you exhale, focus on really pushing away. You're trying to create a hump in the middle of your shoulders and you try to stretch a little bit more. You can even walk your knees in slightly. You want to feel the stretch happening from the sides of your shoulder blade muscles, also not just here. You want to slide down, even feel the stretch over here as you keep pushing, and you drop into your scapula. Pause for a moment, push away. So there's a lot more you can do with your elbows, and you're just going to focus along your shoulders. If you want, you can take it up. If it's too low for you, you can always take it on the blocks. Being on blocks just means that you have a little bit more height and you're bringing yourself down onto the block. See, you're almost just at the same height with your shoulders and your hips all in the same place, same as usual. Allow your wrists to just chill out over here, sinking your shoulders, again, just focusing on trying to squeeze the shoulder blades together, really feel and focus a little bit more. And as you exhale, I want you to really push away, creating a lot of space as you try to push the top of your mid back towards the top of the ceiling. So that's how much space you can create. As you sink, notice my entire mid back sinks, and as you exhale, you push. You can create about 6 inches, 5 to 6 inches of space, a little bit more, and this is going to work a lot for your shoulder strength at the same time. You also want to use this chance to work on your shoulder openness, which means that a lot of us end up hunching like this. So you're going to use the same blocks and you're going to just place your elbows down to the ground. Again, you can just walk your hands down as you slowly walk your knees back. Hips are always above your knees as you slowly focus on dropping your head down, pushing your bum back, and then just chill out over here. What you're trying to achieve is, as I nearly fell off, what you're trying to achieve in this posture, I'm going to show you. In this posture, you're trying to feel that you're stretching out this side of your body. So as you go into this posture, as you drop your head down low, the stretch you want to feel is along your armpits. You want to let your chest melt a little bit closer down to the ground. As you walk your knees back, you're focusing on trying to let even your triceps touch the block. That's may not be possible. And stay over here. This is a good way to open up your shoulder fronts. Also a good way to take this chance to strengthen your back. As this posture goes, we are training up how it feels like along our back muscles where my fingers are pointing at. And then slowly you just want to rock it forward, ease yourself out of the way, and sit back, just working out the shoulders. So a lot of shoulder strength can still be gained here.
Same thing as usual, even in your low plank pose. Your low plank pose challenges a lot more on your shoulders as well as your core. The moment you stay really strong in your core, your tailbone just tucks in and you want to focus on sucking your belly button in. What you can do is can start to come onto your elbows. As you round your shoulders, you're going to keep the belly button off, and then slowly as you suck the belly button off, you're going to tuck the tailbone up and down. That's one way of doing it as usual. Alright, so there's a lot of ways you can work as you draw the belly button in, lift it up and down, working your core a lot. Your tailbone doesn't arch, it just focusing on tucking your tailbone, tucking your tailbone, tucking your tailbone. Same thing as usual. If you think that you can only do a core twist with your hands, you're super wrong. In fact, the harder part of a core is staying onto your elbows. For the record, this twist is easier on your hands than your elbows because your hips have space to sink down and your toes are still not touching. But if you transfer it over to your elbows, okay, tiring. If you transfer it over to your elbows and you come into a plank, the moment you try to twist, noticing my knee is only 1 inch off the ground, and I try to twist a little bit more and touch my triceps, my knee is really 1 inch off the ground, and I take a lot more effort in order to keep everything off the ground and sit down before I step back to plank. Try this on your own. You're gonna feel it's really hard. So for the record, if you want to try it right now, I will do it 3 times with you only because I'm really tired. It's my rest day. Alright, let's get on to it. So you're going to come onto your low plank pose. Elbows below your shoulders, just let your hands rest wherever they are. Round the shoulders, tuck those toes in, squeeze your belly button a lot, squeeze the bum a lot. Walk your feet slightly in, but you want to keep your super low hips. Take 1 breath, inhale. Exhale, pull your left knee over to your right triceps, touch, and 3, 2, 1, step it back. Take 1 breath as you inhale. Exhale, twist, pull your right knee over to your left triceps, lean forward, and 3, 2, 1, step it back. Whew. 1 more breath as you inhale. Exhale, push it forward over to your right triceps for 3, 2, 1, step it back. 1 more breath, inhale. Exhale, twist it over to the left tricep, touch, and 3, 2, 1, step it back. Repeat as many times as you want. Hold it up to 10 counts if you want to, but let me know if that doesn't work for you. I'll be surprised. Alright? Same thing. So basically those are a few exercises. I've gone from your push-ups, scapular push-ups, into your shoulder opener, into a core, and you can take it a little bit more by going into a side plank as usual. Side plank. Elbows down below the shoulders. Same thing as usual. You want to keep either your knee down to the ground, step it back, your choice, or you can straighten out your legs. What you want to do is, first of all, let me move back a little bit so you can see what is happening. Outer edge of your top foot, which means I'm on my left elbow, I want my right foot to be pressing down onto the ground this way. So if I'm pressing down onto the ground this way, it means that I'm pressing down. You can pull the left knee in, reach it forward, drop it up, drop it down, drop it up, drop it down, drop it up, drop it down, drop it up, drop it down. Easy, right? Work it. Try it on your own. Okay, so that is one way of working out your inner thighs as well as your shoulders. You can also do the same thing by coming onto your elbows. And if you want to do the full crunch, you want to have both feet together. I want you to reach your top hand over and touch the behind of your armpits. If you are showing the back version, this looks like this. Reach the tongue back up. As you exhale, try to reach the fingertips over to the back of your armpit before you go all the way back up. If you want this harder version, come up, spin up onto your toes, just lean first. Come back onto your feet and up. Whew. I realize I'm going to show you my feet and how they look like as I rotate my elbows here. So, what your feet look like onto the ground as I come into a side plank. First of all, my side plank with my right elbow down, right foot behind of my left. I'm going to lift up here. As I come stabilizing, I'm going to stay on the top toes. I'm going to stay on my elbows. Only one elbow and down. Always on the right elbows as I rotate and down. Noticing my hand has never moved, even my hand is still at the bottom. And down. Many different ways of trying to just get creative when your wrist isn't feeling pain. You can still use the same workout. Next one, I can't do downward facing dog. Don't do long. Alright, so downward facing dog is just another way to stretch. Your down dog is the same as just bringing your fist down against the wall. Checking it again one more time. Look at my wall. My color actually. You can just keep a straight face over here. It's the same thing as you drop your head down. You're just relaxing the shoulders as you push your bum back. It is just that you're doing it on the wall instead of a downward facing dog. Okay? This is a stretch. This is for you to just let your chest drop a little bit lower, letting your shoulders take a nice stretch over here as you go into this weird downward facing dog. It's not even a down dog, it's for you to do a shoulder stretch. So if you can't go into a down dog, don't go into a down dog. At least just for this moment. Okay? Second one. But I still want to do a downward facing dog. Sure. Use the blocks. As you use the blocks, come on to the highest comfortable height. You're going to just place your elbows over the block. And as you prevent your block from toppling outwards, you're trying to make sure that you're placing your elbows and pushing downwards into the floor. What you're going to do is you're going to walk in and you're going to start setting your head back. Noticing that as you press your elbows down into the ground, you're working a lot into your shoulders. As you work a lot into your shoulders, you're forcing your chest to move back. You can bend your knees slightly to keep pushing your chest back because this sets you up for a very nice forearm stand. This works our back muscles as you stay. And if you want to, just slowly lower knees down. If you want to work it out a little bit more, you can always clear the blocks out of the way and bring it down to the ground. So going down to the ground is a little bit harder. As you lower your elbows down to the ground, you can step your feet in and then slowly just send your bum high up. Most of us will end up over here because our shoulders are tight. What you want to do is you try to send your chest towards your thighs as you start bending your knees slightly steep. Now if you want to challenge yourself, maybe you can start to look between your thumbs. Aim your nose forward and kiss the floor between your thumbs and push it back. Okay? So I'm doing this 3 times for measure so you understand what's going on. Come, I'll do it with you. Elbows down to the ground. Your palms can be down, just relaxing. If you want to protect your wrist, you can just place a nice towel underneath over here. Most of it is just staying with your hands down to the ground, coming onto your shoulders. As you come, just let your head drop down low and send your bum up to the ceiling. Your aim is to push your chest towards your thighs. Now, look between your thumbs. I'm going to slowly lift your heels high up. Look and kiss the floor with your nose and push it back. Kiss the floor with your nose and push it back. Your shoulder will burn. Kiss the floor with your nose and push it back. Do this about 5 times, 10 times, 20 times. Your choice. See, second one, shoulder workout, right? Third one. I think I've gone 6th one. So, pardon me if I lose count. Another one I like to do is, even as I go into my bundle charges, if you want to, you can place your elbows directly down to a block or onto the floor, or you can come higher. These blocks are definitely for you to lift the floor higher so that you will feel as if you're in a proper downward facing dog. Okay? There's a lot of shoulder opening, so as you lift your hips high up, very good. You can start to lift your right leg up if you want to, extend it forward. Still the same thing, crunch it, maybe hover. If you want to, train your hip flexors and step it back. Same thing as you usually stretch it out. Maybe hover, maybe drive the left toes forward, rounding your shoulders a little bit more, and step it back. Same things. Try it on your own. Okay? Third one. If you're attempting your arm balance and you still want to die do a crow, do a baby crow. As you do a baby crow over here, again, assuming that all of us have understand what a baby crow is, what a crow pose is, you can use this chance to come onto your elbows, lift your hips up. You want to focus on trying to compress yourself first. This is your compression pose. In your compression pose, you can choose first level to hug your thighs outside your forearm. So if I face the front, this is how you look like. outside, squeeze your armpits in, squeeze your triceps in. This arms pushes out. So you get a very nice tight ball here. So you want to send back. What you want to aim for is squeeze your heels up to your bum. All this while is going. As you come onto your elbows, you're going to squeeze and you're going to look forward and squeeze the bum up. And you're going to stay. See? Here we go. Once you graduated from that, you can start to place your knees at your triceps. What you want to work on is lengthen your lower back. And then just fold over here. Allow yourself to sit like an abit over here, like an alien. But what you want to do is to wrap your armpits over your knees to be able to do that, in order to feel that you're really compressing into this posture. If it is unavailable for you, you can always find your trusty block, sit onto it, and then just practice. Maybe your heels are off, it doesn't matter, but you just want to feel this entire squeezing posture. You want to eliminate the space between your belly button and your thighs, so really suck it in like crazy and then just stay. Another way to practice in this is from your chair pose, widen your feet. You want to sing your bum back, sing your bum down, reach your hands forward, reach, reach, reach. Keep sucking the belly button in as you keep folding over and try to hover your bum over your legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you're ready, we're going to come into your, what's this? Baby crow with your knees into your triceps. If you have bruises when you're bringing your knees into your triceps, please don't come and find me. It is basically just you needing to work your core a little bit more. Good. You want to wrap your triceps over, okay? And then just slowly come down onto your forearms. When you come down onto your forearms, you're going to lean forward and squeeze the bum up and keep looking forward and lift the chin off the ground. Keep squeezing your heels up to your bum as you try to lift your shoulders a little bit more for 3, 2, 1, down. See? Another way to work it. What if I want to do my side crow? Can't do, right? Maybe one elbow, one palm is spoiled, one palm is still working. So this is for those who do not have 2 broken wrists, you only have 1 broken wrist. Okay? Stack 2 blocks. First of all, if you stack 2 blocks, one elbow goes down, one palm stays. You're working out the same length, your elbow is the same line as your palm. Same thing as usual, what you're going to do is you're going to bring your knees behind your elbows and palms, lean forward, squeeze and stay. This is still your crow. Good job. Very nice. Exhale down. Got it? I'm throwing the other side. Let's say if your other elbow is spoiled, you want to rest this down. Your other hand goes to the same line as your elbow. Press it down to the ground. You're going to lift your bum high up. So you're going to start from this position. Place and weight into your hands. Squeeze. Enjoy. Take a picture. And sit back down. Plenty of options as long as you have a stool of blocks that work according to how high your elbows are. See? That's about there, right? Another one, you want to do funky. This is the time to also explore your funky arm balances. So funky arm balances, if you're working on your side crow and you know you only have one arm to help yourself. So this is when it gets a little bit more interesting. Maybe this time around you have one broken arm. Okay? I would suggest that your knee hooks onto the better hand. This hand can place it down. Okay? And then this arm just supports by pushing into the bum. Most of the weight is going to come from your front knee. So as you lean forward, you're going to place weight onto your hand, walk your feet all the way until it's about 90 degrees bend. Lean to it, squeeze your bum, and stay. Using this other elbow to support and stay. Work it out. Okay? So you notice that most of the weight is only into one elbow. This other elbow, the useless one, is just keeping it close towards your body. Alright, if I show it on the other side, same as usual, 2 blocks one more time. Twisting over to the other better side. Okay, I will demo the weaker side if possible. This elbow is just there to squeeze and squeeze it into your rib cage. But this knee and your elbow must hook and you're going to stay resting over your hand. What you're gonna do is you're gonna lean into it, lift the hips up, and you're gonna walk your feet over to close to this wrist, and you're gonna lean into it and lift. Squeezing your heels up to your bum is just stay, noticing that this elbow has never left, and squeezing in close to my rib cage. It trains you to work according to this stronger hand. It might better your side crow. Alright, what if I want to do side crow on my broken wrist? Really? I don't think that's possible. So work on it each side. You can do your twist at different sides. So do on those two sides that I've shown you. Another way to do this is you also want to use this chance to practice if you already have your arm balances. Maybe it's a good chance to just see what you can do with one elbow down to the ground and one arm down onto the ground. Basically what it's going to look like. One elbow down, hand always in line with that elbow. Maybe start to work one knee up and start to use these hands to look down. Bring one knee up, maybe bring the other knee up. This is your funky crow. Maybe bring one leg up, funky one-legged crow. Woo! That's one. What else is there to do? Let me see. Maybe you have a Ekapada one. Again, we have always done our twist, so you can twist it over here, noticing that this arm is useless, right? So you just want to stay onto your fingertips. Coming on to this hand, once you're done, elbows down. One leg up, the other leg up. Maybe fly, maybe go up and stay. Enjoy, reach, maybe head down, still there, and come back up. So work according to how it feels like to have more weight onto your better arm, so that you understand how it feels like to work on all this funky transition as your elbow just stays down and be a stable, literally more stable ground. So use the chance to have this stability and using and empowering the strong hand to be even stronger by making sure you understand the balance of how your weight stacks above this point in your elbow. Okay, let me see what else is there. You can do, maybe you can do a funky Ekapada 2. I don't know, is it possible? Again, working into this arm, you're trying to work your elbows underneath here. This elbow just stays and you want to focus on just leaning forward. You can kick it back, kick it forward. Your head's going to drop down to the ground a lot more. And you're going to stay, maybe bend this leg, kick it up. Enjoy it. Take funny pictures if you want to. And please rehabilitate. Because after your wrists recover, you want to work on increasing the mobility again. So when you are ready to come back, I want you to revisit the wrist mobility by very slowly pressing into your hands, just rocking back and forth. Another one that I want to do, even for people without sore wrists, is as you, let me just come closer towards the screen. This is your own flexibility, own active flexibility. We are very used to pressing into our wrist, but we are not used to lifting our palms off. So if you want to, your shoulders are going to shift slightly behind your wrist. And notice, I'm going to try to lift my entire hand off the ground and hold. This is my entire hand off the ground, fingers also off, everything all off, balancing only onto the base of my wrist. You can see over here, nothing is all off the floor except on the base of my wrist. Once this is okay, you just want to set it down. Now, to challenge yourself, my shoulders are here. I'm going to shift it slightly forward. I'm going to do the same thing. Lift. It gets even harder, but it's really good. I'm going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I'm going to count it really slowly, I promise. And once it's going, you can kind of lift a little bit more without bending the elbows. So this is where I'm stuck, so I'm just going to lift it up, shift my shoulders back slightly before I bring it down. Whew. Shake out your wrist. Again, same thing, you want to curl your wrist underneath and try to touch your back of your wrist. Super counter stretch. Here, and just stay. Great. So after all the different works for your shoulders, really it's not about your, you can rest your wrist, but you can still do the same thing as per normal. Using all of these blocks, using all of these things to help you to strengthen the front of your shoulders and the openness of your shoulders. So you want to use this chance to check yourself whether you're able to keeping your hands bent and your elbows, maybe you can use your blocks to keep your elbows strong. What I like to do is to do a mental check-in as I try to suck my belly button and see how high I can lift my elbows. Can I touch the block to my head if possible? If that is possible, I'm going to work my blocks down my forearms, bend my elbows, and try to lift even higher. Noticing I try to bring my elbows towards the back, behind me, without dropping the block. If you have a foam block, great. I have a cork block, I don't want to drop in my head. After all of this, you can even practice your forearm stand. Measure yourself against the wall, about tabletop pose. Where your hands are where your elbows are, where your palms are where your elbows are going to be. Once your elbows are here and your shoulders are nice and warm, squeeze the mat between your elbows, step your feet up towards your hip height. As you push your chest towards your thighs and you're trying to drive it, you're trying to suck the belly button in and stay. When you're ready, slowly come down. Okay, that's one way to work. So again, working on your forearm stand. If this is too much for you, just go a little bit more forward. As you go a little bit more forward, your knees are there. You want to just let your head drop, but your chest is always trying to drive towards the wall that you see behind you. Walk your feet up only at hip width, and you want to keep your knees bent. As you're straightening your knees, I want you to keep your chest pushing towards the back, which means you need to push into your forearms a lot. You're going to hold here for 5, maybe for 4, for 3. Notice I'm trying to drive my chest through for 2, and 1. This is really tough for me because it really opens up my shoulders. To be able to do this, not many people are able to do. So use this chance to just work it out. Then maybe for fun, you can walk onto your forearm stand. Forearm stand over here, again, is about understanding how your chest moves towards behind you, where you're looking at, and how it feels like you're straightened up above you. Use your video to help check your form, so that as you come into your dolphin pose walking in, one leg up. One leg up over here, you can just stay for fun, or you can just focus on hopping, but pressing into the wall as you stay, or start to squeeze and stay over here as you notice, as you try to draw the belly button in, push away more. Notice I won't fall on the wall, and I'm trying to suck the belly button in, squeeze the bottom, squeeze the bottom, squeeze the bottom, squeeze the bottom. And find a straight line for yourself. So these are the things that I would encourage you to work on. These are things that I need to work on in myself, that's why I'm just sharing for a quick one. But all these drills are able to strengthen your shoulders, keeping it a little bit more open, and really, you don't really need your wrists, right? Take care. Please rest your wrist, don't stretch it unnecessarily. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm always available via private message. Then take care, people. Alright, rest your wrist, work your shoulders.